Stop reading English. Start listening like a native. You have studied English for years. You have filled notebooks, underlined words, and highlighted grammar rules. Yet when someone speaks to you, your mind suddenly becomes empty. You understand nothing. You feel embarrassed. You tell yourself, maybe I am not good at languages. But what if the problem is not your ability? What if it is the way you were taught? Welcome to Learn English Listening. I am Lydia, your companion on this journey toward natural and confident English. Here, we do not memorize or force ourselves to be perfect. We listen. We feel the rhythm. We let English flow through our day like music. Today, you will discover one secret that can change everything. It is simple but powerful. You must learn with your ears, not with your eyes. When you do that, English begins to live inside you. Before we go further, I would love to know something. Which city are you joining us from, and what hour is it there right now? Maybe you are listening in the morning before work. Maybe it is midnight, and you are still chasing your dream. Wherever you are, this lesson is for you. So, why do most learners read so much but still cannot speak? Why can they write long sentences but freeze when they hear natural conversation? The reason is simple. Schools teach you to see English, not to hear it. But real English lives in sound, tone, and rhythm. Stay until the end of this video. I will share one sentence that can change how you learn forever. Today, we start a new chapter together. Take a deep breath, relax, open your ears, because from this moment on, you will begin to learn English the effortless way. You study every day. You memorize long vocabulary lists. You read grammar explanations again and again. But when someone speaks to you quickly, everything disappears. It feels like the words run past your mind before you can catch them. You feel nervous. You smile politely, but inside you feel lost. I know that feeling very well. Years ago, I tried to learn French. I read every grammar book I could find. I watched lessons with subtitles. I wrote down hundreds of words. Yet when I arrived in Paris, I could not understand the people at all. They spoke fast. Their voices sounded like music I had never heard before. I stood there, smiling, pretending to understand. That was when I realized something important. My brain knew French on paper, but not in sound. I was trying to learn a language with my eyes. My ears were silent. My mouth was frozen. The same thing happens to most English learners. Your eyes have done all the work. Your ears have been ignored. That is why your tongue does not move naturally. It is like trying to play a song you have never heard. Have you ever carried that same frustration? You worked, go hard, but when you tried to speak, the words would not come. Do you remember that moment when your mind went blank and your confidence disappeared? The truth is, you are not broken. You simply learned in the wrong direction. Listening is the bridge to speaking. Without sound, the words in your mind remain trapped. That discovery changed everything for me. I stopped reading grammar books and started listening, even when I did not understand every word. Slowly, my brain woke up. The rhythm of French became familiar. My tongue followed naturally. And then I finally spoke. Here is the hidden key. The brain learns to speak only after it hears enough. It is how every baby learns their first language. They do not read grammar. They do not study textbooks. They listen, again and again. For months, they only hear sounds. Then one day, words begin to appear like sunlight after rain. You can do the same. Go back to that childlike way of learning. Fill your day with English sounds. Let your brain collect them quietly. It may feel slow at first, but it is the most natural and powerful way to learn. Let me teach you 3 common phrases you will often hear in daily conversations. The phrase piece of cake means something very easy. For example, when someone says, the test was a piece of cake, they mean it was not difficult. The phrase in one ear and out the other means you forget quickly what you hear. If your friend never remembers advice, you might say, everything I tell him goes in one ear and out the other. The phrase speak your mind means to say honestly what you think. For example, she always speaks her mind during meetings means she expresses her opinion freely. If you understood these phrases today, that means your listening ability is already growing. This is how natural learning works. Choose listening that feels easy. Understand at least 95% of what you hear. No dictionary needed. When your brain feels relaxed, it learns faster. Soon, your understanding will rise. Words will start appearing in your mind without effort. One day, you will realize you are not translating anymore. You are simply understanding. This is the hidden key. When you listen with joy instead of pressure, English stops being a subject. It becomes a language that lives in your heart. Maria was one of my students from Mexico. When she first joined our lessons, she was shy. She said she could read English books, but could not understand people in real conversations. She was afraid to speak, afraid to make mistakes, and afraid of being judged. One day, I told her to stop reading for a week and just listen. She looked at me as if I were joking, but she agreed to try. She started listening 15 minutes every morning while cooking breakfast. At first, she understood only a few words, but she kept going. Every morning, 15 minutes. Every evening, another 15 minutes while walking home. After 2 months, she said something beautiful. She said, the voices sound slower now. Her brain had changed. After 6 months, she ordered coffee from a tourist in English without fear. That was her victory moment. Step by step, her ears became her greatest teacher. The phrase step by step means slowly but surely. Every small effort adds up to progress. You do not need to rush. You only need to move forward. The phrase break the ice means to make people comfortable in conversation. Maria used it naturally one day when she said, I broke the ice with my new coworker. If Maria could do it, so can you. She did not move to another country. She did not study expensive grammar books. She just listened. Now, let me ask you, if you could change one habit in your study routine this week, what would it be? Would you replace reading time with listening time? Would you make English part of your mornings? Every second you listen is a seed planted in your mind. One day, that seed will grow into confidence, and your words will bloom like spring flowers. Learning English is like planting a garden. You cannot force a flower to grow by shouting at it. You water it. You wait. You trust the process. In the same way, you cannot force your tongue to move before your ears are ready. Listening is the water that gives life to your words. Do not worry if you do not understand every sentence. Even native speakers miss things sometimes. What matters is rhythm and emotion. Feel the tone. Feel the pause. Feel how words dance together. Listen while cooking. Listen while walking. Listen while cleaning the house. Let English become part of your daily rhythm. Soon, you will notice something quiet but powerful. You will begin to think in English without realizing it. Stop chasing perfection. Start celebrating progress. Every minute of listening builds something invisible yet strong inside you. And there is one sentence that changes everything about how you learn. I will tell you in the last minute. Stay with me until the end. When you learn with your ears, you become free. You stop worrying about rules. You start feeling meaning. English becomes music, not math. Take one small step today. Choose one short story or podcast you understand easily. Listen every day for a week. Watch what happens. The change begins quietly, but it grows stronger each day. We began this journey with frustration. We walked through confusion, and now we arrive at understanding. The secret to speaking English is not grammar. It is not memory. It is listening. Here is the sentence I promised you. Remember it always. English begins in your ears, but it lives in your heart. Thousands of learners around the world are listening right now, just like you. We are growing together, one sound at a time. We are not students. We are a community of listeners who believe in progress through patience. At this moment, you stand between comfort and growth. Which path will you take? If this video gave you something meaningful, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And subscribe to keep walking with us on this journey of English and self-growth. Tell me in the comments, should I create a daily listening challenge next week? What kind of audio would you like to practice with? Your ideas help me make this channel better for everyone. You are not alone in this. We are the listening generation, and our voices are just beginning to rise.